welcome to First Dates with Johanna. I'm Johanna. We are here in my studio in south of Sweden, and today will be a short and sweet episode, I think, because everything that I planned for the last couple of weeks have been thrown up in the air with having sick kids at home. So yeah, I'm kind of snatching this moment to film a little bit to you, so you actually get something to watch. And because I really enjoy it, and if I get the chance to do something in my business at the moment, I want to do this. So let's get on with some knitting, right? Last time we spoke was just before my knitting workshop in Backagården here in south of Sweden, and during that workshop I actually finished my latest design. This design is a triangular lace shawl with a different motif down the spine of the shawl and then another motif on the sides. This is something that I've been working on since this summer. I can't remember if I showed everything to you last episode, but worst case, you get some repetition. I started with a pattern in mind that I knew I wanted to use in some way, sort, form. So it started with this design here. And I really like how the lines go and flow over the shirt. But when I put this one into a triangular shirt, you can see that here is just a decrease out the side, and here I got one more stitch, and down here I got 2 more stitches. So the shirt wasn't perfectly aligned with the increase rate that I was going, and I was not perfectly happy with this. So something needed to change. So I went on to my second swatch, because that is how you do. You make a second one when you're not happy. And I put in a little bit more between here, but that didn't give the effect that I wanted. So back to the drawing board. And third time is a charm, right? This one actually worked out the way I wanted it, and I still have the lines going here across every motif, and I have some more definition between here that I didn't get in my second one. So this one is a triangular shawl. You start up here in the neck and you go and go and go until you feel like you have a shawl big enough for you. Because this shawl is designed so you can finish whenever you like. For this one I used under 2 skeins of DK weight yarn, and it's finished off with a little bit of different lace motif and some garter stitch. And it's not blocked yet. There are no ends woven in, and everything like that will have to wait until I have some space and time that is not with kids. But it's done, and it will be ready for test knit very, very soon, and I can't wait to see your versions of this shawl, because it's one that I'm really, really proud of. And just the fact that you can keep on going as long as you like. So you can choose any yarn weight, you can choose any size needle you want, and you keep on going until you think you are, or until you feel like this is enough, I just want to add the last piece, and then you go ahead and do that. So I'm really, really happy with this design, and soon to be test knitted. Immediately after I finished this design, I had to cast on something that has been itching since I was at Garneriet in Staffanstorp in September. I bought some Luna from Permin, and it's been sitting paired with a mohair, and it's just been itching to cast on this one. I want to show you before I talk too much about it. So here is a very, very simple knit. This is unlike me. It's not something that I do often. Usually I get bored and I add in a lot of stuff instead of just keeping it simple. But this one is simple. You start off with some 1x1 ribbing, and then I have not a 2-color brioche, but a 1-color brioche in here. So it's airy and it's soft, and the mohair gives this halo, and there is a little bit of tweed effect in the Luna yarn, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So far I've knit up 50 gram and a little bit more of the Luna yarn, and of course of the mohair. It's not 50 gram of the mohair, it's like 25 gram of the mohair, but yeah, it's starting to get some length on it, but we're not, well, soon maybe halfway there. I'm thinking a big scarf that you can wrap twice around if you want, and have really long ends to tuck in under the jacket when it gets cold. And it's super, super soft. So yeah, this one will be a pattern once I'm finished. And yeah, I can also say that it's knitted on 5.5 millimeter needles, that is US size 9, and it's been quite a while since I knitted something on 5.5 millimeter needles. It felt almost like drumsticks in the beginning, especially if I compare it to my normal, like, yeah, between 2 and 3 millimeter is my preference, or 3.5 millimeter is my preferred size. So 5.5 was really drumsticks in my hand before I got used of just moving the needles. But now I'm enjoying it. It's easy. I can see some improvement or some progress every time I pick it up, because it's so short rows, such short rows. So I can actually see it growing, and it's really, really wonderful. I have one more thing to show you knit-wise, and that is the sweater. You remember it? I'm actually almost done with the first sleeve. I put the body on hold and I'm working on my first sleeve. I was down to the ribbing, but when I tried it on, I needed a couple more centimeters, or actually like 5 centimeters, which is a couple of more inches, before I could say that I was happy with the way it fitted. So I ripped back, re-knitted, so now I'm back to where I was before. And now I will add in the cuff, which will have this vertical braid going, and then have some ribbing on top of that. So yeah, I'm aiming for having the sleeve done before Sunday, when I have some friends coming over and a little bit of knitting time, because I started the sleeve a month ago when they were here. So it would be nice to have the sleeve finished and not be working on the same sleeve when they come back a month later. And we will see if I can manage that. I have some other things that I can't show you that is a little bit of a hurry, and yeah, that's taking the front place at the moment, so this one is not getting that much attention. As I said, the kids have been home from school and daycare, so we have had a couple of days where everything, or a couple of days, it's a week. We have had a week where everything has been upside down, and my daughter is still at home, so I'm still feeling a little bit stressed out, actually. and it's a little bit hard to keep track of all the things, but we managed to make some cinnamon buns for Swedish Cinnamon Bun Day yesterday, and it was always a blast to cook with kids, right? Well, 9-year-old, he was really helpful when mixing the dough, and then he just vanished. And then I get some help to do the last finishing pieces, like putting the sugar on top of the buns. And well, it tasted good. Let's put it like that. My daughter liked the sugar, and I really didn't want her to eat all the sugar, so we had a little bit of dispute, but it turned out great. The buns, cinnamon buns, tasted great, and we had a little bit of quiet time and enjoy one cinnamon bun each. That was really nice. I actually did get to knit a few rows while doing that. Other than that, we have been enjoying spending time outdoors because the trees are starting to change a little bit here, so we get some orange and yellow and all the colors in the trees. It's still a lot of green and a lot of leaves on our trees, but it's starting to turn and the colors are more muted, and it's been raining, and I'm just, yeah, I really like autumn. I really like that. It's one of my favorite seasons, or I would say it is my favorite season. I get more energy. It's like a lot of pressure is just switched off. You don't have the pressure to go out and do all the things and to be outside all the time and to have this high energy, and I feel like a little bit relieved that it's not like that anymore. I get to enjoy my time. I get to enjoy the walks. It's not so warm so you get sweaty by just going outside and sit. You can actually do stuff without feeling drained, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. And autumn is definitely the time when I get most ideas and feel most creativity, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. It's fall. All the colors are turning mute. The weather is grey and at the moment rainy. But this is still my favorite time of the year. I get so much energy when fall comes around and I want to start all the new things. This year in the garden well, it's been mixed feelings about our garden, but I did harvest a whole lot of beans. That was one of the plus signs in our garden. Today has been about beans, green beans and purple beans and farmer beans. And look at this treasure. This one is a huge one. Well, for me it's a huge one. It's a runner bean. Here are some purple ones and some farmer beans. And during my excavation in the bean garden, we have these two over at the swing set and the slide. And they're having their time of their life, or the time of their life. But we haven't been getting that much squash and we haven't been getting that much tomatoes. But I have still managed to do something where, like in Swedish it's called like sheep mix, snålröra. And that is when you take squash, tomatoes, some onions, maybe some garlic, maybe some herbs, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil, and you put it in small pieces or smallish pieces, put it all in the oven and bake it until it's actually turning a little bit too much. You bake it a little bit too much, so it's a little bit too dark, a little bit too black, not burnt, but a little bit caramelized. And then you take it out, throw it all in the mixer, or you mix it. And then you get this gooey mix, sauce, whatever, salsa, yeah, or paste. Maybe paste is the best word for it. And you can use that just as like tomato paste almost, or like when you have this tomato sauce, you can use this one instead, and it tastes delicious. And we've been doing several of them and mixing them and putting them in the freezer to bring out during the winter, or even now. We use them now in like when we make spaghetti bolognese, we have that one instead of just tomatoes, and we use it when we're doing a stew, or yeah, it's so good. So if you haven't tried that one, do it definitely. And or at least if you have some squash and tomatoes, you can even throw in other vegetables if you like carrots or paprikas or whatever. That's perfectly fine. It's just we do it like this. We have been enjoying several walks out and about close to our home, and this was a particular beautiful day. That was it for this week. I hope you have a lovely week and that we can speak again next. Happy knitting! Bye!